And then coming to Australia, in terms of what's the biggest work ethic change do you feel in terms of the work you did back home in Nigeria and when you came here? How has your experience been here? And in terms of the understanding of the work ethic and broader values?
So before moving to Australia, I'd lived about 8 years in South Africa. And I would say the work ethics in Nigeria, where I'm from originally, and South Africa and Australia, they're all different. Now, in South Africa, we are still blacks. You still see a lot of black people. You go to work, is predominantly black. But here in Australia, it's quite different. And I would say that back in Nigeria, we really don't have so much women in engineering, especially in the academic part. And here in Australia, I feel like you have to work maybe 10 times harder as a person of color for you to be taken seriously. I stand to be corrected. And I just feel like, yes, the government is doing a lot of things about STEM. Everyone is trying to encourage women to come into STEM, but I still feel there's still a little bit of rocky boats, if I can say that, because I would say maybe they don't want to believe in you that, oh, you're a black person, and I stand to be corrected when I say this. But when it comes to your capability or trusting your judgment in the workplace, if you're coming from Africa, I still believe that you have to really work to prove yourself, because they just believe that you might really not know what you're saying.
Could you talk through an experience you had, and that'll be as in terms of an example or scenario for you, where you felt that because you came from Africa, that's why you had a different experience working here. But how do you compare that with somebody who was not from Africa as well?
Okay, so I had an interview with a certain company. We are into biomedicals. And yeah, my CV was great. I had the experience. I got called in for the interview. My name already put it out there that I'm not Australian, definitely from Africa. And when I got to the interview, the interview went well. I had the experience. I think I was even overqualified for the position. But I had the feeling from the way the interview went that if I wasn't coming straight from Africa, I would have gotten that job.
Okay, they were very explicit in saying that to you.
Not directly, but I could read the body language in the room. They more or less do not trust my expertise. I'm an expert in antenna design. But I had a great CV. I'd worked with several companies back in South Africa. I'd worked in the military, did some projects and all. Those were there. I talked about those that I could, that were not covered by the NDA, by the way. And they just didn't trust me enough because I was coming from Africa.